Here's your wrestling news for May 12th, 2021. And your headlines for today include WWE star to return during WrestleMania Backlash with a major character change. WWE is listing a mystery pay-per-view date in July. Possible WWE SummerSlam locations. Match changed on WWE NXT due to illness. Steel cage title match and more announced for next week's WWE NXT. WWE is planning a major heel turn for WrestleMania Backlash. AEW wrestler is out of action for months with fractured neck. Chelsea Green slapped with cease and desist. John Cena set to create, produce, and narrate new series for Peacock. Former WWE wrestler defends Adnan Virk's performance on WWE Raw, and more. We're kicking off with Raw as Alexa Bliss and Lily's appearance during this week's six-woman tag match between Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, and Asuka against Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler has brought out a stir amongst the fans, with many wondering if this means Bliss will have a role to play this Sunday at WrestleMania Backlash. If she does, she may not go in alone, as a recent return may mean a major shakeup in the Raw Women's division. In what'd be a shocking twist ending for this Sunday's triple threat title match, the arena would go dark, and when power gets restored, a much darker Nikki Cross would be in the ring, destroying Asuka, Flair, and Rhea Ripley, all the while being watched over by Bliss as her master. Cross only recently returned to action as after nearly 100 days missing TV, she defeated Naomi at this week's main event tapings. Her third match in 2021 and only her second singles match, this was a big win for Cross, who hadn't had a storyline in a long time, whilst Naomi has been a regular on Raw, teaming with Lana. Cross's other matches this year include being in the Women's Royal Rumble and losing to former friend Alexa Bliss on the February 1st Raw. Mere days before WrestleMania 37, the former women's tag champion sent out a passionate tweet saying all she wants to do is wrestle, and though that got a lot of support from the fans and Charlotte Flair, it didn't lead to any change in her booking, or lack thereof. The fact that Cross returned during main event and defeated Naomi is a step in the right direction, and it's possible that she may have plenty of time on Raw. It's been reported that Cross will soon have more interactions with Bliss on the Red brand, and this could mean a major change in Cross's persona, and the former women's tag team champions reuniting as much darker characters. On Raw, Bliss has made it clear that Lily has her eyes set on someone, but that doesn't necessarily mean that person will be a target, and perhaps the creepy doll has her eyes on Cross, who could interfere on behalf of Bliss this Sunday. If Bliss does have her sights set on Asuka or Flair, her interference this Sunday could help her return to the Raw Women's title picture, a title she last held nearly 3 years ago. Disrupting the Raw Women's Championship match on Sunday would be the perfect way for Bliss to make her intentions clear, as she'd show that she means business and is looking to take away the top prize for Raw's women's division. WrestleMania Backlash is just one pay-per-view on WWE's stacked calendar, which Vince McMahon reportedly plans on shaking up this year. It's unclear how the boss exactly plans on changing things around, but that shakeup may be happening in 2 months. Though WWE has an event slated for July, nobody knows what it'll be, and according to Fightful, the company's talent relations app lists the show as a July 18th event, but with no name next to it. Last July, WWE held the horror show at Extreme Rules, and whilst this year's show could be another Extreme Rules event, especially as a previous PW Insider report noted that July 18th will be Extreme Rules, that hasn't been confirmed internally within WWE. One show we do know is happening is SummerSlam 2021, which the company plans on hosting in front of a live crowd. Earlier this month, it was reported that places in Arizona and Texas are being considered, but now it's being noted that the company could be returning home. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer revealed that Madison Square Garden is also being considered by WWE after hosting the summer pay-per-view in 1988, 1991, and 1998. Of course, a lot could happen between now and August 22nd, the reported date for SummerSlam 2021, but the company will need to make some big decisions for what they're hoping is the next show in front of live fans. Over to NXT, as former Sanity members Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf were meant to lock horns on this week's show, but that match never happened. It turns out Wolf is sick with the flu, as briefly disclosed by the commentary team during last night's episode. It's unfortunate that this match couldn't take place, and we're hoping that it does get to happen once Wolf is feeling better, and we're sending our best wishes out to the German superstar at this time. Speaking of the Gold brand, there were some huge announcements made last night as an NXT title match was set for the May 25th show. On that show, NXT champion Karrion Kross will defend against Finn Balor, marking the first match between the two since Kross won the gold at TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2. The May 25th show will also see Frankie Monet make her in-ring debut against a yet-to-be-named opponent. Fans won't have to wait until the 25th to see some huge matches though, as next week, not only will Bronson Reed get a shot at NXT North American champion Johnny Gargano, but he'll face him in a steel cage, as announced by William Regal on last night's broadcast. A rematch from Stand and Deliver between Toni Storm and Zoe Stark has also been confirmed for next week's show, in what'll be a huge 2 weeks for WWE's Gold brand. More from WrestleMania Backlash, as this Sunday, Cesaro will have his first singles match for the Universal Championship when he takes on Roman Reigns. The Swiss Cyborg won't be the only superstar on Reigns' mind though, as last week Jimmy Uso returned to SmackDown following an injury, and there were clear tensions between Jimmy and Reigns. After all, it was Jimmy who saved his brother Jay from a Reigns assault at Hell in a Cell, but perhaps things may have changed by the time WrestleMania Backlash airs. It's possible that this Sunday Jimmy will turn heel, helping the Tribal Chief to retain his title, and this seems likely given that there are rumored plans for the Usos to realign and become SmackDown Tag Team Champions together, winning the gold from a face team. If that is the plan, then fans could soon see a very dominant stable, all on the same page, and having Jimmy turn heel this Sunday, helping his cousin not only makes sense, but it also protects Cesaro to some extent if WWE ever wants to re-push him as a Universal title contender down the line. AEW news next is Ricky Starks is out of action with an injured neck. As first reported on the Voices of Wrestling podcast, Starks has a fractured neck, which will put the Team Taz member on the sidelines for quite some time. The only silver lining to this is that Fightful reports that this is a, quote, slight fracture, and whilst he can't take any bumps, he won't require surgery. It hasn't been confirmed how exactly this injury happened, though we do know that Starks landed awkwardly on his neck during an April 21st match against Hangman Page. Starks seems to be doing okay despite this terrible situation, as he's praised DDP Yoga for his flexibility, and we're sending our best to him at this worrying time. And we're sure that the AEW prospect will return to action as soon as he's able. Now last month, Chelsea Green was released from WWE and was quick to get the ball rolling. Releasing merchandise, a podcast, and trying to get connections at Playboy, the former superstar has certainly been busy, but she's now been hit with a cease and desist. On Twitter, the hot mess asked fans if being hit by a cease and desist means she's really made it, but didn't give any more details. Not long after this tweet, Green's 50 Shades of Green changed its name, as it seems the 50 Shades of Grey erotica series written by E.L. James didn't appreciate the similarities in that name. Now Green's podcast is named Green with Envy, a name the Canadian wrestler promoted in follow-up tweets, as this cease and desist proved to be effective for the 50 Shades book series. It's been over a year since John Cena's last appearance on WWE TV, and whilst the 16-time world champion is being kept busy in Hollywood, fans will soon get to see him involved in pro wrestling once again. According to a press release, Cena will create, produce, and narrate a new series called WWE Evil, which will air on Peacock and focus on the diabolical heels and antagonists in WWE history and their impact on mainstream culture. It's ironic that Cena, who spent almost all of his WWE career as a face, will be the one running the show, and on Twitter, Big Match John expressed his excitement to see the show air. Apart from this series, Cena has some major projects in the pipeline, including James Gunn's upcoming Suicide Squad film and the Peacemaker series for HBO Max, and we're looking forward to see Cena in WWE Evil whenever it airs. Back to Raw, and Adnan Virk continues to receive negative feedback for his commentary, but not everyone is down on the new voice of the Red brand. Many fans are under the impression that Virk is in over his head as he struggled with some of the basics of Raw commentary, but while speaking to Wrestling Inc., Renee Paquette discussed the pressures of being behind the announce desk, saying, "It's not like I went in there being like, I know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing. They asked me to come in and commentate on Monday Night Raw, so what am I gonna say? No? No, of course, I'm going to do my best and try to figure it out. Discussing Virk specifically, Renee asked fans to give him a break, saying, "He's figuring it out. Also, everyone just lives in that mind frame of, oh, we just want JR, we just want Jerry the King Lawler. People want what they're familiar with. As much as we crave change and we're looking for change, we're also freaked out by change." Virk is learning as he goes, but that process is taking too long for many fans, and we're wondering how much longer Virk's learning process will be, and why WWE would choose him over the recently released Samoa Joe. And we're ending today with Damian Priest, who impressed fans at WrestleMania in his tag team match with Bad Bunny. Though celebrity matches are usually the worst, the Bunny and Priest vs. Miz and Morrison encounter was praised by fans, but it was also a make-or-break situation for the Archer of Infamy. Speaking to Sporting News Australia, Priest discussed the pressure going into the match, saying, "People were honest with me and they told me, listen, you can't blow this because if you do, you're done. All I said was you're giving me the opportunity, I'm going to do everything in my abilities to knock this out of the park." Priest did just that as he and Bunny got the win at WrestleMania, and if competing at WWE's biggest show wasn't stressful enough, never mind working with a non-wrestler, the former North American champion was risking his entire WWE future on one performance. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.